As always, I'm your host, Josh. And once again, this episode is brought to you by Great Lakes Disc. Whether you're looking for cool new gear or your new favorite disc, Great Lakes Disc has you hooked up. Just hit the link in the link tree on all of our social media platforms, and you'll be taken right to the store online, and you can start your shopping right away. Without further ado, I'll let tonight's guest introduce himself, where he's from, and where does his disc golf journey even begin.
Cool. What's up, guys? My name is Nicholas Duran, 359. I'm from Sholo, Arizona. I've been playing for 22 years now, I believe is the answer to that one. My journey starts, like I said, in Arizona and with my dad, actually. My journey started with my dad being a coach for the high school baseball team up here, and my brother, my oldest brother, played baseball at the time. And one of the other coaches ended up taking the team out for some appreciation, some team appreciation, team bonding kind of stuff like that. And he ended up falling in love with it, and then shortly and started playing around. And yeah, played my very first course was Mountain Meadows Disc Golf Course, which is now called Woodland Disc Golf Course in Pine Top, Arizona.
That's really cool. So, do you find yourself these days being more of a competitive round player where you do tournaments and leagues more, or do you find yourself being more casual, laid back, and having fun? Oh no, we lost our guest. All right. Oh, he's back. All right, there. Lost you for a second there.
Yeah, no worries. I was wondering if it was me or you. All good, all good. Um, if you could repeat, I heard this first second of that.
Yeah, you're still lagging a little bit, but not too bad. Um, so do you find yourself playing more casual rounds or more competitive rounds these days?
For about the past year, I'm finding myself playing a little bit more of the casual. I have been playing tournament rounds. Um, when I go out in my seasons, I am very much into mode, even in my practice rounds, even in the outside, just putting around on the baskets, field work. I'm very dedicated to putting the work into everything inside of it.
Oh boy, we dropped again. Oh boy. All right, hold on. We'll do this again.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's me or what.
I think it's you because you're frozen.
Okay. Um, Trying to see. I just closed off a couple of different internet things. I'm sorry, I didn't expect that.
No, you're good. You're good. It's all good. No worries.
But for the most part, most of my disc golf play is in competitive play, and I very much love being in competitive nature, always having that, trying to up myself and continue that. And I get a little bit lost in there in doing that when I have that relaxed play and everything, which I still love and hang out with the friends and kicking it and just enjoying the flight of a frisbee. But a lot of the time, I get into that very mental headspace and want to be better as a competitor and a professional.
That's pretty cool. So, you were saying like before we started the show, like that you were always like a sponsored player. So what was that like getting the sponsorship and like how did you even go about like getting that done?
Yeah, so as a very young man, when I won my very first amateur world championship and setting my very first world record when I was 8 years old, I believe it was, Innova reached out to me very shortly after, and I stayed sponsored with them for 13 years. So it was a little bit of the accolades that gave me that notice and said, hey, Innova said, hey, and hit me up and ended up sponsoring me for a long while. I was with them, I think it was 13 years it was with them. Yeah. And then I took a small little break to have my son. I have a 7-year-old son, Skylar James, and I took 2.5 years off right in that area to be dad and spend some time and get to know what that life is like as well. And I joined Team Westside when I came back into the sport from that transition, and they served me for three years, and I served them for 3 years, and I love Westside. Great connection, group of people over there too.
Yeah, that's really cool. Do you still throw a lot of West Side or are you back to like kind of a mixed bag?
This year, or well, last year technically, I dropped my contract with Westside and I started venturing out, testing things, throwing old stuff I haven't thrown in years and years, and I I never got to throw Discraft, I never got to throw MVP, I never got to throw Thought Space or anything like that, you know. So it was what could I put into my bag that I just haven't got to touch yet? So a lot of different stuff, a lot of mixes. West Side still has a couple molds that I really, really love, like the Ati, the Harp. Those are molds, the Bear. Those are just molds that are so hard to take out of my bag, and they're staples inside of there.
Yeah. What do you think of MVPs? Have you, like, what have you tested from them, and what do you think of their discs?
So MVP, I've done a lot with their mid-range line, like the Hex. Oh, I'm drawing blanks on names right now, but the Hex is the one that really sticks out to me. Is that MVP lineup? Um, they're so different. I love that they have tried to take a new path, a new route inside of just their molds alone from anything else that's been done. Their creativity is really, really cool, and I would love to know more of the science behind how it actually all works and how they make it work. But they've been one of the more fun companies to watch lately, and they're picking up some really good players too. So they're easy to support right now.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So when you're testing these discs out, I imagine you do a lot of field work or practice, right?
Yeah, I spend more time out on the field and next to a basket than I do out on the course, if we're being honest on that one. And uh,
Yes.
a lot of field work. I spend many hours right there getting the stacks of discs, seeing what fits in the hand, the different grips and everything like that. And I get excited about spending days out there on the field.
Yeah, so do I. I love doing field work, and it's like the only place you can really go to see a full flight of the disc. Which,
Exactly. And that's what you want to know before you get out there to that competition time.
yeah, definitely. Um, you said something about being next to the basket. What do you do for practicing your putting?
So inside of 30 feet is where the game is won and lost. I can't tell you how many tournaments I've ended up losing on the last hole or two just because I missed that 20 footer, or how many tournaments I won because I haven't missed that putt inside of that 30-foot line. So inside of that, I do a ladder sequence. I'm starting from the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I'm doing that's trying to make all my putts to move back to that next station. Then I got to make, if I miss, I go back to one. So I spend a lot of time doing that ladder back and forth, and just learning every single little asset of where my hand going, where the feel like of the hand, where it goes every time, and what snap feels right. So I spend a lot of time focusing on the routine and the feel of everything going into it.
Yeah. So what are you putting with these days? Are you still what you were putting with when you were like sponsored by like West Side, or have you moved on?
Yeah, I found the Latitude 64 Hopes back when they very very first came out right there, and I can't get away from them. I have a stack of pink ones. I've only put pink Hopes for the past 3 or 4 years now. I got a stack probably about 30, 40 high right now of just used pink Hopes, and they're they hold a lot of significance inside of, for me, outside of disc golf and themselves, with breast cancer and family members inside of it. So in a sense, I get to think of my grandma when I grab my putters every single time, and it's a very good strong sign of hope right there for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I was putting with when I first joined Team Trilogy. I was originally started off with the Hopes, and I moved on to the Maiden because the Hopes were a
Oh, I
little
love
bit
it.
too deep. So I went with the Maiden because it's a smaller putter. It's like feels better in the hand.
I used to throw the mater around for fun right there, and
Oh, he dropped a gun. And
yeah,
there we
this is
go.
that's weird. I have all my Wi-Fi stuff turned off right now, so
It's like your computer's kicking you out.
it's like trying to, huh?
Yeah. It's all right. We'll keep rolling with this. It's all good.
Sorry, guys.
So you're saying on before your computer booted you, you were saying how you were throwing the maiden.
Yeah, I very much love the flight of the maiden, where you can get that little bit of a hyzer and get to that flatness right there. And I very much love the flight of a maiden. And I don't like beaded putters one little bit. And that was the one putter that felt perfect in my hand with the bead. And that was a great disc right there. I love the maiden.
Yeah. So out of all the your tournaments and like the courses that you played last year, what were your top 5 tournaments that you played because the course was awesome?
So hard to say top five because I played 8 tournaments last year. So I'll go top three. I played Arizona State's in Flagstaff, Arizona. We got to play Fort Tuthill, or not Fort Tuthill. Little America is the name of the course. A super course, a nice stretch of land, and we got to play another course called McPherson, which is my favorite course inside of Arizona. Such a beautiful course. It's got every little element, every single shot that you could think of, elevation. It's such a beautiful competition course, but could be turned into a family so quickly, and just it's got so many beautiful aspects of that property. I ended up winning that Arizona State's last year, so it makes it a little bit easier to pick that one up and put it on the mantle right there on first.
Yeah.
Second and third are the Sholo Craze that my family ran in October up here in Sholo, and the Sholo Freeze is another one right there, and it's the same park. And those courses, and
Oh no. You got booted again.
almost wondering if my phone would be better.
I mean, you could flip to your phone if you want.
I think it might be worth a shot. But yeah, those courses, the courses over here in Sholo have held such significance for me for so many years, and it's right where the story starts. So every time I've gotten to play a tournament there, it's been very emotionally charged and very exciting, and I love playing on my home courses. It's fun. You just get to relax, and you get to see all your friends playing on the property that you've worked on for so many years. The little projects that nobody would know about, that you're like, I did that, but you don't know it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that. That's super cool about playing the home tournament still, and getting to see all of that. So those were the top three, and probably not top three courses that I've ever played or anything, but fun ones. I love them.
Yeah. So what's it like owning your own course?
What was that?
What's it like having your own course?
Uh, my own course. One second. That's that did not work.
Hold on. There we go.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, not it's not my own course, like not my property or anything. It's the city of Sholos. But we've definitely maintained that property for 15, 16 years of our careers, and my dad's career even as well, and have taken care of that property. So it's very much our love child inside of that little property as well. So it's incredible to have a course where you can maintain and care for, and you see people out there playing just regularly on the Tuesday afternoon, and you're seeing smiles and frisbees being thrown, and it's a really warm feeling knowing that you are part of that person's happiness and they wouldn't know it.
Yeah. That's really cool. So what's the disc golf scene like near where you live? Is there tons of like leagues going on and tons of tournaments every weekend, or is everything kind of spaced out?
I wish it was more of that inclusive inside of tournament time. We're more spread out, but we probably have about 70, 80 active players on our mountain up here, which is a lot for the population that we do have here. We have 5 courses on the mountain, and we're very active up here in the playing area. The club, we don't really technically have a club right now, so we're kind of lacking in that section. So I think some union inside of that would be really cool to grow upon. But for the most part, our community is a lot of friends that enjoy hanging out with each other. And hey, I'm gonna go play on Tuesday. I'm gonna go play on Thursday, and we'll type it inside of our Facebook chats, our you know the pages that we all collect on, and see the information about tournaments and local little fun deals that we have.
That's super cool. So, what type of content do you consume? Do you consume more of the pro tour stuff, or kind of like on like the amateur side, like foundation content?
So I don't watch too much disc golf anymore. I watch a if I'd watch stuff, it's more of the courses of or tournaments of recent, so I know or kind of have an idea of what I'm walking into when I go into a course. At the same time, though, when I do finally get to watch and enjoy some disc golf and just be in it for a few minutes, I very much watch liking the little guys that aren't the 1,000 subscribers every day and all that stuff. So the guys that are still growing and learning. And we have a local crew right here. Their name is Chain Reaction, and they're Brandon and oh, I forgot his name, Kyle, right now, and they're a fun duo to watch. And you could see that they enjoy being there and throwing and having fun while they do it. So I like watching the homemade kind of stuff a little bit more than the productive.
Yeah. So, did you watch Imposter at all, or did you kind of just skip out on that whole series?
I skipped out on that series, but the putting series that they do, the crazy parks that they go and putt at, that looks like so much fun. I would love to be invited to do something like that one day.
Yeah, that looks like a blast.
The Mall of
Yeah,
America episode that they did and everything, that looked crazy throwing from the the coaster right there. That was fun.
yeah. Jomez does something like that, I think, with where they take the pros and they'll putt from like playgrounds or going down water
Yep,
slides
yeah,
and stuff. Yeah, that
yeah.
that looks like fun. But then I look at that, I'm like, I struggle enough just putting normal. I couldn't imagine trying to do something like that.
Right. That it seems that's what I like. I enjoy the tricky fun putts where you got to do that. I love doing those putts. Those are the party putts is what I call them, and I enjoy having those ones. And the guys that are listening home right here, they know what I'm talking about.
Are you a push putter or a spin?
So I'm mostly primarily spin putter, about 95%, but I have that push putt when it comes to need. And there's not very much in the putting green that I don't practice. I have the turbo putt in case, I have the nil putts. I very much practice with intent in case I ever get into situations where I need it. So I don't show up and get nervous in those moments.
So do you also practice like straddle putting and staggered stance and
Most definitely, you have to. To get that W, and every time is you got to walk up into any situation confident and ready to attack it and find a way to get to it. And that's something I very much focus when I do go out and practice putting. Is I'm not going to be putting that 10, 15 footer that's wide open every single putt. That's not how it works all the time. So you got to throw yourself inside of some sticky situations to get good with the sticky situations.
for any kind of like player that's looking to get better, what tips can you give them to help them improve their game?
As a start, it would for mostly me, it was putting. You lose a lot of strokes inside of that 30-foot circle. You gain a lot of strokes inside of that 30-foot circle. Um, Inside of that, a lot more is going to be elevated up, and you'll see yourself slowly climbing the ranks of your division or climbing the next division. A lot that comes with that is the mental that you practice with. If you're going to be going in and practicing sloppy, you're going to be playing sloppy. If you go in practicing with intent and a purpose on what you're focused on, you're going to go into that next event and practice with or play with a purpose and intent on what your goal is. So a lot of it comes down to clearing that headspace of any outside, because you're now just throwing a frisbee inside of a park and you're there to have some fun and enjoy it and be there present in the moment. It's very one thing for the growth inside of people is being present and patient too. Patient.
Yes, very patient. Gotta learn to be very patient.
Yes, it doesn't come overnight.
No, unfortunately.
Man, I'm gonna start setting my disc golf bag in front of the Joe Mans right here so they can learn what to do.
If only it worked that way.
Right, I wish.
So when you're rolling up to a tournament, what's your tournament prep like? Like get ready to tee off.
What do I prepare myself with?
Yeah, like how do you warm up, or do you not warm up? Do you just putt? Do you throw?
um, I'm probably the only player that will say that they don't practice a putt or a throw. They show up to hole one, and that's so funny. Like I'll stretch out, I'll do the full arm, movements and everything, get the body loose. But for me, is I set a tone so early inside of myself that I've already practiced this. I know what I got to do. I can do it now, which sounds really silly too, because go get your couple putts up and hear the chains. But it's something that's actually helped me because if I miss that putt or I start feeling, oh, that's not feeling right now, it's not going to feel right on hole one. So kind of putting myself into that position where I'm, all right, you're here and you got to lock and load and we're just going to do it is helped me out more than it's hurt me. I feel like.
Mhm. Yeah, it makes sense because you don't want to like go into a tournament where you where you warm up your putt and it just feels off, and now the whole day you're second guessing yourself.
Yep, the entire way. And that's a terrible feeling to have walking into hole one, even.
Yeah. So after like, let's say you're in a tournament and you just had like a massive blow pull, how do you reset yourself so it doesn't carry on to the next couple holes?
And that comes back to the patience and with yourself is, I can sit here and I throw that shot every single time on repeat. And the one time that I do it wrong is the one time I do it wrong. It's okay. It's not an issue. You go to your next shot and you focus on that next shot because that's what now matters at that very second. As soon as my disc releases my fingertips, there's not a single thing that I can do in this world to make that disc land right where I wanted it to. I just have to accept the fact and say, hey, we got a challenge to go conquer now. So a lot of that is acceptance in inside of yourself and inside of the flaws that you have in the game as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, what are your goals going into this season?
So this season, as of last year, it was a little bit lighter of a season. I want to hit at least 8 to 10 tournaments this year, a little bit lighter of a year. I'm still trying to collect myself and gather things in my personal life to get to where I want to be. And so disc golf isn't like the main focus right now, unfortunately, which I would love for it to be again because I love this sport and this game. It's given me so much, and I'm sure I've given it back just as much. But for myself, each year that I step up into any competitiveness, my goal is to place podium finish at every single event I play, no matter what I play. Uh, Last year, 2025, I had one finish that was all off the podium, and it was my worst finish probably in 3 or 4 years, actually. And I think I placed like 17 out of like 30 people. I think I finally got caught up with the tiredness and for a little bit of the year, and I just kind of was okay and happy just playing disc golf for a weekend. Actually, didn't care too much on the competitive side of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's a good goal to still have a light load and work your way back into it. So that's pretty cool. Um, as we're wrapping this up, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I do actually. How long have you been playing disc golf? I believe 2023 Tyrannosaurus Rex 4 was your first tournament.
That was my first time playing like one of the Rochester courses, but I think I'm going to year 4. So,
Okay, very nice. Yeah, I looked at your PDGA and it was the Tyrannosaurus Flex. And what made you sign up for that tournament?
me and my buddy Chris Higgins, because we played New York State championships out in
Sick.
Rochester. And then we're like, dude, these courses are phenomenal out here. So we're like, let's sign up and play that. And so we played a year before, and then just last year we played it again. So it was a blast.
Sweet.
Love
What's your
Chai.
I was gonna ask, what's your favorite course out there? And I've played Chile, Parma, a couple other ones I'm forgetting right now, but I very much remember and loved the New York scene. It was a very beautiful and fun area up there.
Yeah, Shadow Pines is another good one that I enjoyed. I played Parma before they redid it, so I've yet to make it out to Parma.
I
But
didn't know
they
they
have,
redid it.
yeah, they did it for the Silver Series, that the AFDO Silver Series that they
Yep,
have there.
my buddy Connor Rock won that one, I believe it was.
Or is it
Or was it Gannett? It was I can't remember. I
Ezra?
think it was Ezra
Ez,
that what?
yeah,
I don't remember. I remember that he was up there and he placed really, really good. He's another local player from here in town that is on the pro tour as well. So
oh, that's pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth the drive. Like Rochester's about like an hour drive from like the Western York area that I'm at. Like I'm pretty close to Bond Lake,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's a big course that everyone knows that like comes
Yep.
into our area to play. So yeah, I'm about like 15 minutes from there. So
Sweet. I've definitely played that. We played it for 2013 Worlds, 2012 Am Worlds. It's been a long time since I was out there.
yeah.
Um, what's one reason why you got into podcasting? And like, thank you. Let me say thank you first before you answer for inviting me and letting me in. I very much appreciate this opportunity.
I just kind of like noticed that like your average player or like guys that don't win much don't get any interviews. So there's really no opportunity for anybody to really share their story. So I was like, you know what? I want that opportunity to be able to reach out, give people a platform to share their story. Because everybody in this sport has a unique story and like why they started and why they keep coming back and why it's so much fun. So I was like, I want to give everybody a platform or and a chance to talk.
So, has anybody asked you the question, what was that for you? What made you fall in love with the game? What was your story to that?
I've had a couple people that have asked me, but I don't think anyone asked me on air. So,
I'm doing it now.
yeah. So I actually used to make fun of people who played disc golf because I was into like motorcycle track racing all the time. So I used to make fun of people like, oh, those losers playing frisbees in a park. I would never do that. Well, I ended up getting rid of the sport bike and I ended up not having anything to do. So one of my buddies after work one day took me to go play disc golf. I sucked at it, but he threw a couple good shots and I fell in love with watching that disc fly. I'm like, oh, I gotta learn how to do this. And I've been sucked into it since.
There you go. That's so awesome how it's as simple as that, inviting your buddy out to go walk around, enjoy some music, sip on a beer, sip on a drink, whatever it may be, it's such an inclusive game like that. And I'm glad that your buddy took you out there and I'm glad that you're in the sport now.
Oh, I'm not just in, I'm hooked. Like I can't stop.
And that's how it goes too. When we're introducing people, yeah, disc golf is the cheapest sport. You go buy your $10, $15 disc, but it's gonna come back to you.
Yep. And before you know it, you got like 300 plus discs in your basement. And you're testing out new ones each week.
Yep, exactly how it goes too.
Yep. Any other questions?
What has been your favorite course, and what are you looking forward to this year? I'm gonna throw some back at you. It's
So each year that keeps changing because I keep playing new courses. Like when I first started, it was Bond Lake. That was my favorite. Then it became Como. And now last year, because of my first time ever playing it out at Shorewinds, I love the Beast and
yep,
I love Windrush. I'm terrible at both courses. I played it twice last year. I kicked my butt twice, and that's what makes it so addicting because it's like I've got to keep playing this.
yep.
I just can't stop those courses. Like I just want to. One of these times, I want to actually have a good score there. So I'm looking
Gotta go
forward to
back.
getting back out those courses.
Good. You're gonna get back out there and you're gonna go get your revenge.
Yeah.
That's what we
Are you a
like.
forehand or backhand dominant player?
So when I was a little guy, setting world records when I was super young, I set my 8, 9, and 10-year-old records with forehands. and then realizing that if I was going to ever get really good and want to progress more into the sport, I had to grow my backhand. So um, at any moment, I'm very confident I could pull out either or, and uh, I prefer to pull out my backhand if I had the option, but I'm not afraid to pull out that forehand at any single second.
Yeah. What records do you hold?
So I hold 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12-year-old distance records. The 8-year-old one being like, I want to say it was 258 or 285. I always mix those numbers up right there. Feet when I was that age. And for the 12-year-old record, I was 506 inches or 502 inches, one of those two. Yeah, so I was chucking them out there quite a way for a long while.
That's super cool. Do you feel like you've gained more distance or kind of stayed the same or lost distance?
Through injuries and time with injuries in the knees, I feel like my distance is probably right about the same. I can hit 500, and 550 is like, all right, you're putting some big boy muscle into it now, it feels like. So um after those records though, distance became such a weird thing because it wasn't what I needed to become better for the sport or for myself. It was more of learning that 450 to 500 accurate where I could hit inside of a comfortable spot and start getting that down. So for the longest time, I was all about throwing hard, fun, and wherever it went, let's go, let's get it. And then I started caring about the sport more and wanting to win and wanting to be a good player.
Yeah. So do you throw more overstable for the control consistency, or do you still like throw understable for the hyzer flip and distance?
A couple of my favorite discs right now are the Shrike, the Corvette, actually from Innova. Those two right now have been my longer distance where I'm starting to get that little bit of a flex, that hyzer flip going on. I've always loved the flight of that hyzer flip, watching it slowly get to that turn right there. It's such a beautiful flight in my eyes. So a lot of my bag right now is that not super stable, but still got some in there. You know, I carry around a couple of the MVP lineups and a couple different discraft discs inside of there that have got the stable stuff inside of them still.
Yeah. When you threw a lot of trilogy, did you ever throw the Saki Bomb Felon or any Felon?
So I never went to the Felon because I found the Ati before the Felon
Yeah.
and the Nicola Castro Fortress as well, the old ones. So they kind of took that Firebird felony kind of spot inside of the bag instead.
Yeah, that makes sense. Have you
Yeah.
ever tried the Nico Castro anvil? I've tried throwing that, and it's just too much beef.
It's such a beefcake. Lucas Orbiter Hess, I believe, he throws those and he throws them so hard and they go so far for somehow I can't throw half of the distance that he does with those things. He's so good with them.
Yeah, like I could normally flick the normal like anvil VIP plastic. Like that's my go-to approach. This when
Yeah.
I tried the Nico Castro, couldn't do anything with them. I'm like, these things are useless. I gotta get rid of them.
It was more than a justice it felt at times.
Yeah, and it's weird on how just like that run is just completely different than any other.
It's the craziest part of our sport to me still is how you can go grab 10 golf clubs and I would imagine that they're pretty close in hitting wise. You can go grab 10 anything in our sport and they're completely different each one.
Yeah, that's what makes it just mind-boggling.
It's fun.
Any other questions you got, or is that it?
I think that's what I got for now, and I just
All
want to say
right.
thank you again for inviting me on and having me here tonight. I very much enjoyed it. Glad we had an actual conversation and got to kick it.
Yeah. So where can people find you to follow your journey?
Uh, Facebook, Nicholas Duran. You can find me easy up on there. Instagram, nickd_2132. I'm not very much updated right now with all of my disc golf stuff, but I do plan on changing that soon, coming out of the off season and taking my family time and spending some winter time with the fam. So going to be getting more active on there and starting to get more active inside the sport again. Coming out of winter, hibernation's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the two main spots. I do want to start getting uploading into YouTube a little bit more, doing shorts and introductories into the younger players. And right where I grew up in, I was a young buck coming in and helping them come up and take the next steps.
I'd imagine you have good like tips for throwing distance, like being able to crush it that far. Like I barely make it 350, so I don't know how you people just crush it out there like 500 plus.
Yeah, it's a lot of time and a lot of work inside of the body, and knowing what the limitations are. So
Cool.
350 is a heck of a distance still, dude. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, it's all right, and then you just watch somebody just crush it like like last year I was at a tournament and I watched a 16-year-old kid just throw it like 450. I'm like, what the heck? Like this is not fair. Like I'm pushing as hard as I can. I'm just getting 350.
It sounds like you're gonna have to send me a video of some form, and I'll have to send you a review, buddy.
Oh, I got the most unique form you'll ever see. Trust me.
I'm game. I like the idea.
All right. Have a good night, buddy.
Of course. Thank you for having me again.
Yep. Catch you.